here it is. We're going to talk a little bit about this Luxman receiver. This is the R800 model, solid state AM FM multiplex stereo receiver. This one I scored on eBay. It was broken, basically. It was a parts unit. The cabinet was in very bad shape, and the tuning shaft was broken. The tuning knob came with it, but the shaft was broken. The brass shaft that goes into the receiver was just sheared right off. Of course, it didn't play, so it didn't make any sound. It had the bad cabinet and the tuning shaft. So we decided to see if we could fix it, and here it is. So we completely restored this little receiver. So there it is, the solid state AMF multiplex stereo receiver. They had to make an emphasis on the multiplex and stereo receiver because I believe this was one of the first receivers where the tuning section, the FM tuning section, was multiplex stereo. So it has a module in there that we repaired because the stereo wasn't working on this machine. And now it's playing like a beauty. And you can see the shine on the cabinet that we built. And it is, we used mahogany wood and we painted it in a Bombay finish. It has a pretty nice gloss to it, as you can see, over top of the wood. So we made that all by hand, and we put the screws back in, and this is what we have. So we recapped all the boards, all the circuit boards, and this one has separate power amp modules that plug in. So they're plugged in into a socket, little square, basically blocks with the heatsink on it and the power transistors on it to make the main amp section for left and right. So a pretty nice built unit, very heavy. This one is 40 watts per side, probably built in 1972 till 1975. That's what I can tell you. And they're rare. This is a rare receiver. It's actually quite rare. If you can find one on eBay or anywhere, you're lucky to find one. And that's why we bought this one, because we know this receiver was rare, and I was very curious to see what this one would sound like. So I'm going to turn it on here for a minute. Just hold this so everybody can see this. Let's see, on and off now. There we go. And there we are. This is what the receiver looks like when it's on. I love the layout of this receiver. First of all, I want to tell you, you see this black screen. I took this apart, this whole screen. It slides out from the side, so you take the sides off and then you slide the screen out. After you take, of course, all the knobs off, and the whole front face has to come off. And it is glass. It's a glass plate. It's not plastic. That's what I learned. So you have to clean it very carefully. There's holes in it, and where the knobs go in. And it has this Macintosh look. And that's what Luxman was known for in that time. Luxman was known to be the Japanese Macintosh. It was trying to compete with Macintosh. And if you see this little receiver, how it is laid out and how it is built, the Macintosh receivers are similar. They have their knobs placed into a glass front plate, and then the glass plate is illuminated. So that's what this receiver reminds me of. So I'm going to see if I can explain to you what all these functions are. So first we have the microphone switch and potentiometer. So to turn the volume up or down for the microphone. And the microphone is of course plugged in here. Then you get the selector switch, with auxiliary 1, auxiliary 2, phono 1, phono 2, FM and AM. Then this unit has 2 trebles, so 2 treble knobs, one for left and one for right. 2 bass knobs, one for left and one for right. It's got 2 tape monitor switches for tape monitor to deck to 1 and from 2 to 1, from 1 to 2. Then you have here this is a funny knob I've never seen on or any of the other receivers that I have here. Mix, which is mono, which is left and right channel mixed together. And then you got reverse mode, which reverses the left and right channel, so flips them over. That's pretty unique. I have not seen that earlier on any other make. Then it has a low filter which has 2 positions, 70 Hertz and 20 Hertz cutoff. You got a high filter and it has a 12 kilohertz and a 6 kilohertz cutoff. Then you got your loudness, which is a 2-position switch, and it is low boost, which only amplifies more into the low, into the bass. And then you have the loudness, which amplifies, increase the amplification in the high tones and the low tones, so more of a richer sound. And then you got your muting, off and on. Then you got your volume and balance combined, because this knob is a 2-stage knob that can individually be moved from each other. So the volume is left and right and separable. Then you got your speaker selector, and that's B, A, B, A and C, C and off. So this one has 3 pairs of speakers that you can hook up onto. Then you got your phones, your phone jack for your headphones, your on and off switch, and of course your tuning knob. So the one I repaired. So that's it. So this is the Luxman R800 stereo multiplex receiver. I believe one of the first stereo decoders that you could find in a receiver for FM. That's why they emphasized it on their text that it had to be, or that it is a solid state AM FM multiplex stereo receiver. It's one of the older style multiplex for stereo separation. So I hope you enjoyed this little movie. I for sure enjoy this radio. This receiver has a tube-like sound because of capacitor coupled amplification. That's one thing I wanted to mention. So it has a very rich, warm sound. And the older units from before 1975 did have that warm, rich sound, because most of them, I've got a couple of them here. I got a Pioneer S6626, which is capacitor coupled, and I got a Marantz 2230, and I got a Luxman R800 amp that are all capacitor coupled amplification, and they sound wonderful. So we'll do some other movies on them to show you what these units are. But this is the R800. I'm very happy with this little receiver, and it looks beautiful with this cabinet. So I hope you enjoyed the little movie and you know a little more about the R800. And if you can find one, oh, please don't hesitate to buy it or to get it, because you won't regret it. These receivers sound so nice. Bye for now.